Welcome to another episode, actually episode 99 of Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, and Real Live with your host, myself, Damon the Agent. Want to first thank you all for always joining me each and every Friday at 12 noon. Please make sure that you follow me on all social media platforms. That is Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, and TikTok. Yes. So today, as always, I always like to begin my show talking about the latest world of real estate. So I'm going to talk about the USDA loans, and also I'm going to talk about the Lennar settlement, how it affects buyers. So first of all, when it pertains to the USDA loan, that's a loan that I haven't really talked much about. It is a rural loan. A rural loan that are in specific areas. You cannot use these loans everywhere. So but they do have great benefits if you are in a specific location to use them. Like, for example, in this DC, Maryland, and Virginia area, there are certain points here and there, like in Upper Marlboro, off of 301. There's some spots down in Charles County. There's also some spots up in Montgomery and Frederick County in which the USDA loan is very beneficial. It comes with the benefit at just like the VA loan, you do not have a down payment. And in some cases, you're giving grants that help to benefit for this loan. But like with all programs and everything, everyone does not qualify for the USDA loan. So you actually have to check with your local lender to find out who qualifies for them because it is income restricted, similar to some programs as well. But I just want to let you know that loan is available in specific locations. It's not available everywhere, and it's not available to everyone. They're normally used in rural, that means up and coming areas that have more land than houses, or places that they're building up that have land more. So you won't really see them in the city anywhere. You will see them more in a suburban area. So if you're looking to live out far, like where farm areas are at and things of that nature, a USDA loan is very beneficial to you. Now, I also want to briefly talk about the NARS settlement. Now, I'm not going to go in depth with this because there is still a pending, final approval with the courts, which is in the middle of July. But I just wanted to explain briefly how it would affect buyers. Nowadays, when buyers are working with real estate agents, the sellers pay for the commission for both the seller's agent and the buyer's agent. If and when this settlement is approved in the middle of July, the sellers, in some cases, and I say some because it's always going to be situational. It's not going to be all, but it's going to be situational, in which the buyer may come up with the amount to pay their realtor because the sellers no longer are going to compensate the realtors. So buyers need to keep that in mind that, working with an experienced and a very good realtor is going to save you thousands of dollars. And like I said, it will save you thousands of dollars when it pertains to purchasing a home, but not just with purchasing a home, but also now, compensating the realtor working with you. So please stay tuned for more information on that because, like I said, there's a pending approval, which is in the middle of July. So once it's been approved, then I'll come back with more details as far as how more in depth it affects buyers along with sellers. But I just wanted to briefly share that their buyers will be coming out of pocket more with having to pay their realtors. But again, there's always more conversation with that to be had, and I will talk more about that later on. So I'll be right back with my Q&A. That's my questions and answer. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them. Thank you. All right. Now I'm back with my Q&A, my questions and answer. And this is the part of my segment where part of my show where I answer real estate related questions. All right. The first question of today is, why do they run your credit score again right before closing? Why do they run your credit score again right before closing? Now, as many of you know, that whenever you are purchasing a home and you are using a home loan, that the lenders run your credit, of course, in the beginning to make sure that you actually qualify for the loan. The reason why they run your credit scores again prior to settlement is to make sure that your credit score is still up to par and that you, as a potential buyer, have not done anything such as went out there and made some impulsive spending. Like you went out there and applied for several credit cards. Like when people purchase home, they would tend to go into furniture places. They want to decorate their home, so they got everything visualized. So they'll go into a furniture store and they always say, "Oh yeah, you could pay zero today if you just apply for a credit card." And people who have good credit will say, "Oh," so they'll go apply for the credit card. Next thing you know, they don't have to pay for anything now, but now it's on their credit. So the credit report being ran again shows the lender and underwriting that now you have a new debt on your credit report. So now you have $5,000 worth of furniture. So with many of you will know that when you'll get approved for a home loan, the lenders tend to look at your debt to income ratio. So they want to make sure that your debt to income ratio is still good so that you can actually afford the home. After you lived in a home, you're going to automatically be put on a list. So everyone's going to be sending you credit cards to apply for. Your approval rating is going to go through the roof. And the reason is because you own a home now and they can slap a lien against your property if you do not pay. But at the same time, the lenders want to make sure that you can afford the home. That is the reason why when you get approved, they run your credit, they look at your taxes, they look at your W-2s or your most recent income, and they look at your debt to income ratio. So the reason why they run your credit right before settlement in closing is because they want to make sure that your debt to income ratio is still good and that your credit is still good and that you haven't accumulated any more debt prior to settlement. That's a very good question. So let me see if I have any more out there. Okay, another question says, will I think they wrote this wrong. Will I be able to buy after the NAR settlement? Will I be able to buy after the NAR settlement? Of course, you will be able to still buy. I think they mean, will they still be able to buy with all the changes? Of course, you would still be able to purchase. People are going to always buy and sell homes. So as long as you qualify, you will be able to buy. Qualification is always based on every individual. Every individual is always different, just like your DNA. And just like your DNA, everyone's credit scores, financial situation is totally different. So the lenders fact all of those things to determine whether or not that you as a potential buyer qualified to purchase. And if you do, yes, you still will be able to buy. The lawsuit is going to affect some, but it's not going to affect all. It's similar to like the economy. When the economy is great, guess what? Everybody's not great making money. When the economy is bad, everyone's not doing bad either. So it's always based on each individual. So please stay tuned. And as we get closer to the middle of July, um, you know, we'll all have more information on the lawsuit. But yes, you'll still be able to buy. And please keep the questions coming. I love answering all of your real estate questions. And at the same time, some of your questions sometimes may be a question that someone else may wanted to ask, but they did not. So I just want you all to know that I try to provide a lot of valuable information to you all for free. This is free. I'm just giving you a game for free, and it's all about real estate. So that way you'll be educated enough to know that when you're making one of the greatest purchases of your life, that you'll be very informed because you've gotten a lot of information prior to, and not just through Zillow, Redfin, HGTV, but from an actual realtor such as myself, who's been doing this for nearly 19 years. So now I'll be back with my topic of the day. All right, my topic of today is stop the violence. I say this to say because you know, I play basketball and I saw something today where there was a shooting. There was a shooting at a LA Fitness, excuse me, locally, in which people got into a dispute on the basketball court, and then a fight broke out, and of course, someone went and shot a person up 6 or 7 times. You know, guns never show how tough a person is. It actually shows how weak a person is. Anybody can pull a trigger. A kid can pull a trigger. Anybody. The problem is you got too many people who walk around who pose as though they tough and they hard when they really soft. Unfortunately, there's a lot of punks running around in the world today, and they want to pull a gun. It's easy to do that. But what makes you think you have the right to take someone's life when you didn't give that person a right? And even if you did give that person life, it's not your decision to make. God is the final say of life. That's why some people can have kids and some people can't, because it's all about God making those decisions. I say, people, please stop the violence because it affects everyone, and it's like a revolving door. It continues to go on and on and on. If somebody shoots and kills someone wants to retaliate and shoot and kill someone. And the thing about it is, because people have so much hate in their heart, that they'd rather go take someone's life. And it's sad and it's unfortunate because everyone, and I'm talking everyone, especially everyone's black, has been affected by gun violence, by somebody in their family, experiencing, or someone you grew up with, or someone you work with, or someone that has been killed. A senseless act of violence. I lost two of my brothers through gun violence, and trust me, I wish and pray every day that my brothers were here, but gun violence doesn't do anything for anybody. Stop the violence, people. Unfortunately, we don't have enough people who have reason to speak and hold conversations to actually, resolve these issues. People always want to resort to violence, regardless of what it is. You even got young people who are fighting all the time, having school fighting in the bathroom. Everybody want to resort to violence because they think that shows and proves something, but truthfully, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? What you think is going to show that you're the toughest person? There's always someone tougher than you. You know what I'm saying? No matter how tough you are, there's always, like when Mike Tyson fought, he was invincible, but if somebody beat him, it's the same thing in life. No matter how tough you are, there's always someone's going to be tougher than you. No matter how smart you are, there's always going to be someone smarter. No matter how good you look, there's always someone better looking. The thing is, though, is you have to look at yourself a lot of times rather than looking at others. If you have a dispute with someone, walk away, ignore them. People can't, people don't look too good talking to themselves, because when you go on and on with people, if you lose you affect your family. And if you disappear today, right now, how would that affect your family? People don't think about that. And even if you go out there and do something stupid like pull the trigger, how does that affect your family? You don't think about that. People don't think about karma and everything because we're so emotional. We only think about now. But understand that your emotions are like the weather. It changed. It's cloudy right now. It's going to be sunny tomorrow. But the decisions you make during that emotion will affect you a lifetime. And the sad thing about it is there's too many emotional men out here who don't know how to deal with their emotion. And the first thing they want to do is resort to violence. You want to show how tough you are because you're dealing with something eternal. Trust and believe. I've seen the biggest people who act like they're the toughest, who really the weakest, and the softest. And I've seen people who are quiet and mild mannered who are really the toughest. So all that fronting and image that people like to portray, really, it's just a front. But nowadays, even if you get into a fight, people want to pull guns, just like what happened last night at the LA Fitness. So I just like to say to people, please stop the violence. It's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Please, stop the violence. That's all I want to say. I'll be back with my closing out. All right, y'all. Briefly, again, please follow me on all social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, and on all social media platforms. And again, I just want to say, with the USDA loan, it is a loan that's created and mainly used in rural areas, in which is for low to moderate income people. So there are specific places. You always have to talk to your lender about that to see if actually where you're looking to purchase qualifies, and also if you qualify for it. It's a very good program, but it's very rare. And like I said, when it pertains to NARS, buyers may have to start compensating the realtors that they're working with, unlike when currently the sellers are compensating them. Because if and when the lawsuit goes through in the middle of July, things will change, and it's going to affect buyers more so than sellers. So again, if you're looking to buy, it's best time to start moving right now. But nevertheless, there's still ways to maneuver around those things. All this takes is some creativity. And like I said, stop the violence, y'all. There's too many people out here and too many acts of violence going on. You know, there are females getting hurt and killed because they won't give up their number. There's innocent kids in the middle of all of this. There's people who can't even go to the gym and play basketball without getting into a dispute and getting shot. You know, this world is so chaotic because too many weak, emotional people don't know nothing but violence. Thank you all again. I will see you all next week. And next week is my 100th episode. So I'm going to be having music playing next week. I'm going to see if maybe I get some of the people to come on. I'm not going to try to be on too long, but we'll see what happens. I'll see you all next week. Thank you all for joining me as always.